Hello and welcome back, traders. Today we are looking to trade the equity markets, and especially here on Amazon. We are firmly determined that this name has been pretty bullish over the last couple of weeks, and for that reason we are trading it intraday. Hopefully the stock can become into alignment with the longer term trend, which is to the upside. As we can see, we've been seeing nothing but kind of like a downtrend, of course, strong downward moves. At the beginning of the day we were seeing strong upward moves, but then we couldn't achieve the break of the pre-market high. We found sellers exactly at that level, signifying that they were clearly present and did not want the price to go higher. So we formed that intense upward wick here that you guys see on this candle, and also we were below the key EMAs here, chart the 9 and here the 15, just for overall trend identification. But we were below that, and then we formed this candlestick, broke below VWAP, below the 50, and we never recuperated above that high that we rejected. So it showed us that sellers were present in the name, and we strongly declined. We had a nice momentum move towards VWAP, but again, sellers came in, rejected at VWAP here, showing us that overall the momentum was towards the south side. But something that I would like to know
present in
is
the
that
name,
right now it is looking like it's trying to reverse a little bit. We broke below this pivot point here, and I expected some support at around this $215 level. So what I'm going to do here is place a swing low anchored VWAP and see if we hold that low that we formed. But yeah, overall the market is pretty bullish on the day. It's actually up a little bit more than around 1/4%, signifying strength, as well as the SPY. But in this case, we care a little bit more about the overall triple Q. Same thing, it's been pretty choppy throughout the day. We've been going below VWAP, but we sustained as well above the 50 EMA, showing complete buyer dominance here within the trend. And now we're starting to bid up. We pulled back, but now we found support around this area, formed a higher low with this candle, and looks like we're starting to move above. Now the price action, we're above the 200 on the 5-minute, so it's signifying some pretty strong move. But something that I want to note here is, for example, on the SPY, and we look on this on a daily, is that we've been seeing this nice move right now at 600, so we're not too far off from the overall all-time highs here in the market. We're around a little bit less than 2% away from that, and we are seeing strong upward momentum moves. But the thing is that each time that we go up, see that the volume of the candles, or I mean the body of these candles here, is slowly starting to be less. So we had less and less, so it's starting to signify that there is, though, buyers present, but maybe there's a little bit of exhaustion. We may have to have a short-term pullback. I'm not saying we're gonna crash or anything like that, but maybe towards one of these EMAs, maybe 590, or even retest one of these levels around 583 to kind of pull back, find some more demand, some buyers, and hopefully bring the price up a little bit higher than that for the overall market. When we're checking a little bit here on the Max 7, for example, we have Meta, and this stock is pretty bullish on the daily, obviously, but what we care about is right now the intraday. Using a 5-minute chart, we are seeing that it's been pretty weak on the day, kind of been choppy here around VWAP, kind of consolidated. We fall below VWAP, we break above, we fall below, break above, and then we finally broke below it, and it looks like we're encountering now the trend here towards the downside. Meta doesn't really move too much, as the day trend is pretty expensive to trade, so we wouldn't really trade that one at all. Looking at Google here, it's been pretty strong on the day, maintaining itself above VWAP, above key indicators of EMAs here, above the 50, and above these shorter term EMAs here, which kind of give us a shorter term idea of the overall trend and how it's performing. And as long as we're above the majority of these, we are long. Looks like we're catching a deeper pullback, and usually deeper pullbacks are caught on the 15 EMA. Looks like we are kind of starting to curl up. I would like to see maybe a close and break above this $180 level and project towards the highs. momentum, but it's bullish, right? We're above VWAP, and as well it's kind of upward sloping, so we should give the benefit of the doubt towards the buyers here on Google, which they have controlled for the majority of the day. Looking at Microsoft, it's pretty bearish, actually, surprising me. This stock has been an extraordinary mover on the overall daily compared to the other equities. It's been seeing a nice upward momentum here ever since after its earnings on May 1st. It's gapped up and it's been finding nothing but buyers, and a trend that's been established quite well. I think it's broken its all-time highs here on the daily, but on the 5 minutes kind of pulling back, finding some sellers here, probably some profit takers after this intense move, right? So as you guys can see, the longer term trend is towards the upside, but the short term, for example, the intraday is trading towards the downside, so we don't want to trade that because there's a divergence, right? The longer term trend is up, but right now we are seeing downward trend, so we don't want to be precisely within doesn't give us the full confidence to enter because it's opposing, basically it's not matching. So we like to see that within the short term time frames. Apple was looking quite good. They had the first day yesterday of the WWDC, Worldwide Developer Conference. They didn't really have too much news, nothing like groundbreaking. There's been a lot of analysts citing that it wasn't really a major event, and they don't really expect Apple's stock price to move too much, as pretty much the only thing they kind of said was that they were going to innovate again on the overall OS. They haven't updated it since like 2013, so and Siri as well hasn't been too advanced, compared to Google and ChatGPT. The voice assistant on that is absolutely amazing, way better than Siri. You can just find information and all that pretty much good stuff. It's way ahead of what Apple has to offer here with Siri overall. Additionally, let's look at Netflix, a little bit of a higher price name. I don't know why they haven't split this name. Honestly, like a split, but yeah, nothing but a downside. It's pulling back now, falling below the $1,200 level that we previously stated would be achieved. My video that I posted, you guys can find it on the channel. Just search for Netflix, and we clearly stated that we may find ourselves trading up to that point and now falling back, because obviously it's been a little bit overextended, right? And obviously there's going to be some profit taking after this, such intense upward move. It did already 100% of its move based on the retracements, and now it's starting to pull back. We may find support maybe here, this level right here, and if we don't, probably confluent towards the 50 EMA here, some support at this yellow line. But yeah, Netflix has been on a run, absolute tear, especially hasn't really been impacted or seen that negative price action that the majority of the Max 7 did present, due to the fact that it's not really heavily impacted by tariffs, or wasn't really. There was a little news that came out that President Trump was thinking about imposing some tariffs on film, but I don't think there was anything beyond that, or it wasn't anything. I think they just dropped it, to be honest. Looking here now, okay, Amazon declining. Looks like just broken. It's below the 50 EMA, below all these indicators, so it's just a short. It's not looking anything good towards the long side. Tesla's been pretty strong on the day, especially continuing yesterday's move. It's above the 50 EMA, above these key indicators. Actually found support here at the 15 EMA. Like I said, deeper corrections tend to be bought at the 15 EMA, which are deeper pullbacks, and just shows the momentum here that's been present in the name. I was thinking about trading Tesla instead of Amazon today, but I've been pretty concerned with the headline-driven activity that's been going on with the stock. Any news or headlines can pretty much pop up, or the president can state anything, or Elon Musk can just post something on X, and we see a downward move, right? So in this case, we decided to not trade it due to that headline risk, and we started to go for something more conservative like Amazon, and I guess we kind of messed up on that part right there. It's been pretty strong. and I believe that Tesla, this move that we're seeing, this strong move that we've been seeing, especially since yesterday and today with the continuation, is probably like a short squeeze. A lot of people had this news here on Elon Musk, and a lot of people, I guess, went long calls, and they're kind of getting short squeezed here. So it's just people trying to get out of their position. I guess that's what we're seeing, the short intermediate profit taking, because we fell below the key $300 level a couple of days ago, but now we're above it. We recuperated it. We are now at around 319, approaching the $320 level. We may find some short-term resistance at that point, but other than that, it's looking quite bullish. Bitcoin looking bullish, kind of been it's been pulling back, but it's just kind of playing out exactly how we've been saying that's going to be playing out. If you guys watched any of my prior streams, like I said, we stream every day here for the markets. If we look at Bitcoin on the daily chart, like I previously stated, for example, we see this, and let's see. So yeah, we said we liked this support, and it did find support at that 101, defended it quite nicely. Pretty strong bid came in, and here's a breakout candle, right? So we like to see a couple candles, like I said. So this would be this candle represented. This candle would be like the next tomorrow's price action, and you like to see maybe a pullback towards here, just a couple candles like these that hold above this swing high anchored VWAP, and then have that final candle like this break above, and now signify that the momentum is continuing, right? I mean, why should you be short Bitcoin if the longer term trend has been nothing but towards the upside? Obviously it came back and found support exactly at that 50 in confluence with this prior area of support that was resistance, but around here broke, retraced back, found support exactly at that. And like we said, areas that break that are previous resistance tend to find support once they are touched. So that was a nice move there. So yeah, I'm bullish on Bitcoin, and like I said, also with an increase in Bitcoin, I firmly believe that Ethereum is going to be going up. Now it's kind of gearing up, and it's setting up here. It's been nothing but accumulating above its swing high anchored VWAP. Let me zoom out for you guys here. I think this could be a nice play here. Ethereum has a lot of room towards the upside. It's been heavily, criticized, been heavily towards the downside. Let me just take this off so you guys can see. But yeah, it's been below its swing high anchored VWAP for a couple of months here, ever since the beginning of actually since last year. So it's been declining, but now it's accumulating here. Obviously the sellers are not having the power to bring it below the VWAP, so signifying that there's buyers present here. You guys can see by these lower wicks present in the stock, and we would like to see a firm close and break above this $2,800 level, or 2,800, and this name could easily be played right for leverage using the Ethereum ETF, ETHA, I believe. Yeah, so that name is now look at that nice gap up. So this is one that I really want to play. If Ethereum pumps, then this could be a nice setup, and I firmly believe it can achieve $28 and even achieve towards the all-time highs. Find some a lot of room to go here towards the upside. That break here would signify towards the high 50% move, which is obviously pretty achievable here for these crypto names. And that's pretty much nothing. That's bucket change for Bitcoin, and Ethereum obviously follows. I think if Bitcoin keeps going up, Ethereum will follow as it is the leader, and people don't want to miss out, so it'll probably be kind of increasing. So yeah, Ethereum here, this ETHA could be played. Options are pretty cheap on this name. You can just put a long call, strike price of around $18, no more than 20, and yeah, just let it hold it for a couple months. Set the expiration date a little bit ahead, so you let data not go against you, and just to capture that capital gain, instead of having to also worry about data decreasing the value of your contract. So pretty important for that. GE finally seeing a pullback. Like I said, this name has been pretty extensive. It's been an absolute tear. The long was at 200. I clearly missed this one. There it's been nothing but seeing that upward momentum. in the stock. I firmly believe that it may find support here, so let me just clear this up. Find some support here at around the EMA. Yeah, find some support. Let's see. So this is a breakout, so we may find some support at around the $225 level. We may pull back, and it also is forming conflicts with this area of support here of 227. So GE looks pretty good. Looks like it's finally pulling back after such an intense move. Let's measure this move here. So from this breakout, damn, absolute 39% move, close to 40% move. Pretty intense, to be honest. If you guys have problems with the stream, just refresh the page. Looks like that's what's kind of loading. Yeah, looks like we're having some little bit of troubles there with the stream. The $225 level we may pull, but yeah, it's quite bullish. So yeah, I'm looking to find possibly some support here for GE. It's been quite strong, like I previously stated, and yeah, I'm looking long on this name. Let's see, another name that's quite bullish and it's been experiencing quite a move has been no other than Palantir here. This name has been an absolute monster ever since the government has been just getting more contracts here for Palantir. So let's see if we take this off a little more clearly. So the long was at the break of this swing high. I have a video on my YouTube channel where I clearly stated that the long was around here. You guys can watch a little bit more about that, a little bit more about the analysis and kind of like my breakthrough of the trade. And during that time, there was also increased fundamentals, as there was a little bit more like a defensive cautionary standpoint here from the US government. Also, Boeing has been pretty nice. It's broken above key areas of resistance, and it's now setting up for a nice break. We can analyze that later, but right now, yeah, all these offensive things like Palantir and all that, they've been just increasing up. And we found some resistance here at the break of the all-time high. We clearly stated that would be that, but the next full price target that we have is we firmly believe that Palantir can achieve the $158 level, which is that area. That's our profit target, pretty much price target for the stock. It's a little bit overvalued, but I'm believing that the price has a lot of growth priced into it from investors, and yeah, they're seeing nothing but upside here for this company. The fundamentals look strong, and I really believe that there's going to be more of extensive move here towards the upside on Palantir. I really like that. I have a pretty strong bullish case on this name. If we measure the breakout here, Anchored VWAP, looks like we found support exactly at that level, and like we're bouncing off. So like I said, these indicators here are not any game. They're not they're reliable. It all depends on if you're able to identify the key levels to find anchor. So this will be hidden support. So let's say we are finding support here at this buyers came in, so we're curling up, and we're also curling above where we found resistance. So it should now act as a level of support. Looks like it did right here on this pullback yesterday at 125, found support, and looks like it's curling up. Let's see a break here of a 135 to signify the long continuation here on this name, but it's been nothing but a beautiful upside trend on Palantir. Considering that, also looking at Boeing, it's been quite an intense move. I've been stating this name has been a long ever since it broke the pre-market high. See, like I had some previous candles there. So if we zoom out right here, for example, zoom out there, zoom some of this out right here. So using the there we go, EMAs here, we also had a bullish crossover like that. We previously had a bearish crossover, but I've noticed that they've been quite tricky, signifying that a lot of bullish sentiment, right? Usually bearish crossovers tend to be more effective when the market is bearish. There's a lot of bearish sentiment in general, but now that the market's been rebounding from the lows from April, I believe, or late April, beginning of May. That month we saw that slow and upward momentum here, like that kind of, and it's been quite strong ever since the earnings. My reason for the long was that previously it was find some areas of resistance here. So this decisive break above 187, just propulsing the stock higher, and this bullish crossover right here that we had around this area right there, signifying the momentum is shifting towards the upside. So quite bullish on this name. We had a previous pullback, but we found support exactly at the 15 EMA. Like I said, deeper corrections tend to get bought at the 50 EMA because simple trend continuation, right? You want to be long once you identify the trend, because the trend is your friend until it bends, right? And we mostly like take advantage of that. Just identify it, join the price action, join the ride, and yeah, until it reverses basically. So I think if it breaks back below here, this 187, then it would be a reversal. I mean, I would have to get out of the position here, but nothing other than that now would be acting as a level of support, because it broke this prior area, which was resistance for quite a while right here. So yeah, bullish on Boeing. Another name that I'm looking quite bullish on, and I made a video about that yesterday. Strong fundamentals as well, and technicals are now setting up, is going to be Datadog. That's been a cloud name. It's looking to set up now properly. It's above some of these indicators, but I really like that. For example, it's above now. It's swing high anchored VWAP a little bit. It's kind of finding a little bit of resistance, but I feel like it's a lot of underlying strength. The earnings came in quite nice. They beat on their EPS. They also beat on their revenue, around by $20 million. Quite nice, and they had the nice year-over-year growth. Yes, and all these cloud names have been pretty strong. Just look at, I think it's CrowdStrike, or PanW. They're also increasing. From the earnings, buyers have been nothing but buying this name. That's why we have plotted a swing anchored VWAP here from the earnings, and yeah, it's been consolidating in between that. So decisive break above this level would give us the entry. It all depends. So we'd like to see something like this form out. So maybe seeing this kind of weakness, we may pull back, find more support, so buyers slowly becoming a little bit more aggressive here on this point right here. And you'd like to see a decisive break above this, and like I said, a couple candles holding. Obviously I'm not drawing them to scale like price action, but I'm just kind of drawing the candles how they will look, and find like a candle here that propulses higher than these levels, signifying forming the higher high and showing that the uptrend is now in full formation, and it's just yeah, the buyers control from there. Sellers failed to bring the price down lower, add supply, and the buyers obviously gained more control on this name. So that's the name that I'm looking on. And yeah, pretty much like I said, the reason as to why is, just look at these overall stocks like Zscaler. Like, this has been an absolute monster ever since it broke this quite range that it was at for a while. It's kind of rangy around there. Broke above 216, has been nothing but upside. Looks like it's starting to curl. You guys see this little curl here. Let me just plot that there, little curl. It's like it's starting to find that. The break was around this area, nothing but upside move, and we may find some short-term pullbacks here, maybe towards the 50 EMA, yeah, or maybe the 15 EMA may catch it. It's still in an uptrend, so deeper pullback may be caught by the 15 EMA overall. So yeah, quite bullish of a name. Let's go back to Amazon, and yeah, it's bullish, man. On the daily, it's just having that nice momentum surge right there. So looking quite bullish on that name. CoreWeave, seeing as well a nice move, pulling back to Amazon. I don't know why I'm on Amazon and this thing starts kind of freezing a little bit, but I don't know, it's probably my internet connection. But yeah, looks like we found support. Okay, let's say we pulled back a little bit deeper. We failed below the $215 level, but something quite nice is that we failed below it, but look at this intense candle. That's honestly a candle of a reversal, right? So you may have to plot swing low and VWAP right there. Let's see, and also it's at that $200 level, you know. So let's see how the longer term time frame, how's this looking. Yeah, look at that wick, look at that upward wicks, you know, showing buyers came in at that level. So it's looking quite interesting now. Amazon's looking quite strong. Triple Q pulled back, actually. Look at that. So now when we were looking at it, it was actually towards a little bit 1/4%, but now it's pulling back here, finding some I guess some sellers here. Yeah, and overall momentum is just building up here. So yeah, quite a strong one. We like to see maybe some pullback, but yeah, Pulsar, gotta give it some time to kind of digest the price action and the moves, but other than that, it's looking quite strong. Quite strong. Yeah, failed below these areas here. This EMAs kind of caught the price action down lower, but now it's like maybe may find some support now. So we'll see what happens here. And yeah, we were looking overall long Amazon. We're expecting, you know, some moves on the name due to the fact that, you know, this news came out pretty interesting, and just shows how much these sectors are giving importance. I mean, these companies are giving importance to AI. You know, there's just not a game, right? There's heavily a lot of capex here. For example, Amazon will invest $20 billion in Pennsylvania to boost its data center infrastructure, creating over 12,250 skilled jobs. Initial sites include Luzerne, Bucks, Salem, and Falls townships. So quite strong for data center infrastructure, you know. And I believe AWS is Amazon's growth, right? That's their future. That's what they're really investing in. That, and I really have a strong bullish case on AWS, and you know, quite firmly to say Amazon can transition to be also, you know, a leader in AI here for AWS, right? As there's deployment of applications, especially now in the field of AI. So quite bullish on that, really bullish. Looks like it's finding some support now. May enter the name here and take some profit here at the VWAP, which would be some resistance. I really like this bounce that we're having right now. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking it. Just gotta give it some time to set up here. Now, analyzing what's expected here for the day, looking at the Uplift Markets newsletter. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. Link is in the description. But looking at what's upcoming here, for example, we posted this early before the market opened to kind of give you guys an edge. Like I said, I use this. It gives everything from the fundamentals, the news, basically the headlines, and the stock that's in play, and the reason as to why it's in play. For example, here, economic data that we had, not too important. We only had, for example, optimism index. I don't really think any of the market cares. Red Book year over year actually came a little bit lower. But yeah, tomorrow though, Wednesday, it's important. That's when we get CPI and more like inflation reads, showing if there's inflationary pressures due to the Trump tariffs here. So that's going to be very important to look out for over the upcoming day. So looking at that, a little bit of a recap here. So for June, the futures were pretty how would I say this, flat on the day as investors were cautiously monitoring the second day of US-China trade talks in London. They began yesterday. Things were going quite well, and I think that they've gone well. But obviously, like I said yesterday, they have not rushed to seal a deal within the first day. I firmly believe that they want to slowly make sure that things are right, and we'll probably see a trade deal within today, the second day, or even the third day tomorrow. And if not, the market's going to react pretty heavily towards the downside, right? So hopefully they do come with the trade deal with the rare earth minerals that are needed here in the market. But yeah, we'll see what happens overall here. The futures were pretty flat, yeah, up a little bit, 0.1%, not bad. That was the labor market, for example. Trade war still going on. Some of these important corporate headlines here for the companies, for example, Apple still having the second day of the WWDC. With modest AI updates, stock is up 0.5%. Like I said, it's wasn't anything groundbreaking. Usually they give the most important announcements on the first day, and then the second, third day it's not too important. They don't really have, but the main announcements, main breakthroughs are presented on the first day. So it's kind of a bummer that we didn't get anything more groundbreaking, like I said, and it's quite sad here. IBM now announced it. Very important news here for quantum stocks. Announces its world's first fault-tolerant quantum computer, quote unquote, named Starling. It's going to be doing that by 2029, and stock has been hitting all-time highs, and it's been a strong name. And yeah, quantum is the future, honestly. Probably a little bit far from it, but not too far. Through the next 10 to 20 years, that's when we'll start seeing maybe the next mover in the market, right? So first right now was AI with NVIDIA. The next possible move is going to be quantum. It's possible, I think that it's possible with as AI needs more, as we know, as you grow AI, we need faster calculations, faster thinking logic of the AI in order to have it, think like humans as well. So I think this computer is expected to do a little bit more than a quintillion operations in less than a second. It's pretty mind-blowing here. It's just an area of development here, and yeah, I'm looking at into a little bit more. I'm informing myself, getting a little bit more into the quantum field, and kind of delving more into the structure of the field. It's quite nice. And yeah, the previous Amazon news, the $20 billion in Pennsylvania for new AWS data centers, which was going to be boosting the AI and creating more than 1,250 skill jobs. Well, and that was the trade of the week. We include here for you guys the chart already without having the need to move on to any of the charting software, so you guys get the news and also the chart here. And yeah, it's looking bullish, broken above 215, just pulling back a little bit, but I mean the trend has been nothing but starting to curl towards upside here, which I'm liking. We said it's above the 50 EMA on the daily, and it's above its swing high on the daily, so it's quite good. Here are the fundamentals news of why Amazon, and a little bit more recommended reads, key takeaways, and yeah, some key thoughts here, and more articles for you guys to read. Everything from AI innovations to anything that can affect the markets. Yeah, just subscribe. It's free, absolutely free, straight to your inbox. And subscribe to the channel as well, where we go live every day and post videos, like I said, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, for you guys on the East Coast. Going back to Amazon, look at that. What did I say? It found support exactly at that level, right? So it's quite strong. 200 previously failed this area, but now it's finding support. I like to get in, honestly, at a break here. Honestly, it's a little bit overextended for me. May have to get in a pullback at around this level, 215, or at a break of the VWAP. Markets now seeing the upper momentum. Now it's back to where it was at 0.25% to the upside, showing that strong momentum, strong moves. Pacific Standard Time, here. So yeah, looking quite bullish. We'll probably set an alert in order to be on this name here. Has potential to go honestly towards 218, which is the next pivot point resistance, which is going to be R1. If it manages to get above this pivot point, I usually note and notice that majority of equities intraday tend to do around 2 deviations of its pivot point. So for example, let's say we are on a downtrend, right? We fail below a pivot point. Let's say for example, when it's like a really heavy trend, right, towards the downside, then we tend to fail one, and then we tend to go towards this one. That's what we're seeing, the support. So for example, on this one, we tend if it's going to be towards the upside, we're going to end up going above it, going above VWAP, and targeting now the next area of resistance, where we may find some sellers towards this high here of this pivot point here on the intraday, which is R1, or resistance number 1 here, right? So quite important to look out for. Let's see how IBIT's doing. Bitcoin is pulling back, but let's see, IBIT. Okay, it's been finding support at the VWAPs. I mean 50 MA, but pulling below VWAP for a little bit. Wouldn't mind that. Tesla still strong. What can I say? Pulled back executive VWAP, found support again, found those buyers, and quite strong. There's Amazon with the move, found its support at the 200. Amazing stock, man, amazing. Looking at the 15-minute chart, there's that wick. Looking at the 3-minute, there it was. 3, so the long was around 215.86, not too far from the average price. We'll see what happens here if you do find that break, or if we are going to either pull back towards here the support level, forming confluence now with the swing low anchored VWAP. So level of 215 right here around this area right here. It's like it's straight up, man. Seeing a lot of bids here. Strong bid in the name. A lot of expectations here. Let's see for the overall. Something I want to note here, and I want to go a little bit more in depth with you guys, and kind of do analysis here for the Amazon swing trade, which I told you guys is kind of setting up. I like to see the put to call ratio on Amazon. See what the market participants are thinking of this move. So using our site here, Amazon put to call ratio, I think one of the best indicators, to be honest, to note market expectations and the volatility. So let's see for the expiration dates of look at 613. Look at the call volume. So pretty much call equals long volume, put equals short volume. So yeah, for the next couple of for the next whole month, we see the call volume higher than the put volume, which is quite well. We don't see anything until, let's see, until there it is. So that's when it starts to level out right here. This date, November. Let me just see if I can highlight. Okay, no, man, it doesn't let me highlight it here. November. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So November 21st, 2025. That's when we see the call volume match the put volume, signifying that that's when we find equality, and I think that's where we may find some resistance. So from here, from June all the way towards November, so 5 months from now, there is a lot of upside being factored in within the markets. A lot of the call volume is surpassing intensely. For example, here, like a call volume of 12,000 compared to the put volume of 2,500 here for Amazon. This expiration date here of the 18th of July, right? So it's signifying that there's a lot of upside being factored in the markets, and it's just adding more to our bullish thesis here for the swing trade on Amazon, and the chart's obviously being reflective of that. So quite nice to see that. Quite nice to see. Nothing until the 21st of November. Not bad. Quite good. Quite good. Historic volatility 30%. Implied 27%. Not bad. Yeah, there's that upward move. Yeah, overall volatility in the market too has declined, which is why we're seeing this upward move overall in the sectors. You just check the VIX. That's where we see the majority. Yeah, declining. That's where we want to see the VIX declining. Means that the market is going up. VIX increasing means that the market is going down. So there's that divergence between volatility, increased volatility, and market performance. Right there. What is it? Oh yeah, Amazon. There we go. I did the wrong one. Let's see. Okay, so we're finding some resistance here. Look at this candle. Maybe pull back somewhere here. We may look to buy. No way. Oh my Lord Christ. Huh. That's funny. We saw something pretty interesting here on the volume of Amazon. But yeah, look at this is probably the easiest reversal you could have noted. Highest volume being present, and we didn't see further downside. We actually found a reversal, so it's kind of signifying that those people pretty much got liquidated, stop hunted, and yeah, pretty much short words, aka stop hunted. Big volume, but we didn't see that downward move continuation, right? Showing a consecutive warning sign. So now we are shifting. The EMA price action is now above the EMAs here, the 15.9 EMA. So it's like it's starting to curl up. I'd like to be long here. Let's see, swing, Anchored VWAP, finding that. A little bit of resistance. But yeah, feel free to add any tickers you guys may have here on the comment section. You guys would like me to review here, or take a little bit of a closer analysis. Here, okay, strong bid coming in. Man, that was just an absolute buy, man. Congratulate anyone who spotted that there on Amazon, the 214 buy. Yeah. Yeah. No continuation at all. There it is. Strong bid coming up. Yeah, like I said, like we obviously said, you'll find some support around this area, and if it did break, buyers would just come in and pick it up, because it's what the longer term trend is looking at, factoring in. Right there. Okay, some sellers coming in. See that wick? You guys see that? Let me zoom in on the price action. Finding some resistance at VWAP and a pre-market low that we broke. It was previous support, now it's acting as resistance here. But yeah, like you see, sellers coming in. Although we don't want to freak out too much, right? Quite strong. Tesla seeing a nice move. Market now up 0.37 here of the percent. Généralement, right there. A strong upward move, strong momentum. quite strong of a move here. All right. Yeah, like I said, like the downward move that we were seeing here on Amazon for me wasn't justified. There's just underlying strength within the stock. Maybe entry points weren't the best here, but yeah, we always see, you know, sort of a reversal towards the hours of around 8:30 or 11:30. We always see, you know, there's a downtrend, right? And we always see a reversal towards 7:30, 8:30. It's quite funny to see, you know, it's exactly at those times that we tend to see reversals here for the stock. So it's like it's getting above VWAP. So they didn't care about that resistance that we previously encountered, and so we're trying to break above. Looks like it. If not, if we find some resistance, we pull back, may pull back here towards this area or this VWAP pretty much, right, which is moving along the price action. So there's pretty much no rush to get in right now here on Amazon. We want to allow the price action to come to our desired levels and give us a better entry price, right? We don't want to just rush it in. You know, affects our average price level and our performance if that does tend to happen. So looking at triple Q's, strong bid, eh? We were declining quite heavily, and then we just increasing nothing but that. Maybe news driven right now. Maybe some news here on the I don't know, China trade deals or something. Let's see, China news. Let's look at that. Let's see. Let's see, market news. Here. Nah, I don't really anything. Maybe it's just price action. Generally, may have to do with the news here, but we're not seeing anything yet. There's Amazon. Amazon. It's like it's finding support now. Let's see. You know, and the good thing about having proper stop losses and risk management is that if you do have those losing trades or you do get stopped out, you define your risk appropriately, and now you have time to, you know, pull back, I guess, and restructure your trading, think things through again, and re-enter and, you know, recuperate what you lost, or even make more than that, right? I'm not saying to revenge trade, but having, you know, recognizing, you know, that you were wrong, and then shifting that, you know, not letting it deter you, because obviously losing is just a part of the business here. It's like business expenses, and but if there's opportunity and based on your setup, then, you know, why not take it, right? Obviously with defined risk, obviously. Looks like it's finding some resistance, not too bad. I believe market's doing pretty good, up a little bit more than 1/3%, quite strong on the day. Oh, and just like how you guys requested, forgot to mention to you guys, you guys requested that you guys wanted to learn a bit more about, detailed investing and stock trading, a little bit more about options. So we will be doing a podcast. We'll be uploading that within the next couple of days. It's pure audio, so you guys don't have to look at us or it's not like in a video format. We'll be having here some nice topics being covered about investing and stocks. We have a little bit more of our colleagues here adding within that, and it's going to be quite well. You guys can listen on the go, from work or even on your commute to work, learning and understanding a little bit more about the markets and make you guys a better trader or investor. If you guys I think you guys will gain a lot of benefit to that. We're looking to grow here the channel and give you guys the best that we possibly can in order to enhance your guys' skill sets. And overall, just let us know down in the comments any other type of topic that you guys would like to have discussed within the videos or here on the upcoming podcast. Any concept you guys would like, we will cover it and give you guys the best of the best. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's pulling back here now, like I previously stated, right there. Give it some time. There's some buyers coming in at 216. I like that lower wick that being formed here. It's looking absolutely bullish, quite nice. Let's see some updates. More than that, looks like it's finding some support now here on Amazon. It's like the volume is starting to, or I guess the price action is not so exciting right now. It's kind of developing. It's what we want, right? It's like an energy buildup. Basically, we're not seeing the explosive move. Market's still up a little bit more than 1/4%, rising up on the day. I mean, I haven't had any news at all here. Generally here in the market. Yeah, like I said, guys, hit that subscribe and like the video so YouTube recommend this to more people and we can grow the community and get more like-minded individuals to become better traders and become the best version of themselves. So feel free to subscribe and like the video. It's like that right there. Some resistance, still below the 50 EMA. May find support there. Yeah, Tesla pulling back. Now, yeah, see, like I said, it's having some trouble getting above the $220 level, right? $319.99, pretty much the $320. It's having some difficulties getting above that level. Probably some shorts trying to bring the price down lower so they don't get stopped out. Here's some average longs. So we're finding some support. Yeah, I like this. I just like that we're above the 15 and 9 EMAs, shorter term EMAs, showing that on the short term little intermediate here, we're seeing a little bit of a trend shift based obviously off this nice move that we had. The volume out of nowhere just came in, strong buying volume. We were seeing nothing but selling, and yeah, buying slowly starting to emerge so far. Like to just get fully long here at a break and decisive close above the intraday VWAP here, which is this blue line that you guys see on the chart. But as I say, we're having a hard time getting above it, much less closing above the price action here of a 216 and 20 cents around there. So yeah, we're just waiting for that moment to come here. Just check on Bitcoin, pulling back, not too bad. Kind of digesting the moves here. Yeah, it was pretty weak on the day, but now it's finding some bid. See how it looks on the 30-minute. Still bullish, quite well. So yeah, like this nice move here, absolutely amazing here yesterday on Monday, June 9th. Just absolutely amazing. I wonder if gold is doing the same. It's like it's breaking out. Actually, it's yeah, just in a range, pretty ugly range. Not too good here for gold. It's like it's just Bitcoin then. Tesla finding some resistance. There's that bid coming in. We'll have to see if it performs or not. All right, that candle closed quite well, showing some equality here within the buyers and sellers. Sellers, as you guys were seeing, trying to bring the price down lower, but some buyers were emerging here, liking to see that. Currently, we could say that there is a compression of energy and momentum here, because we are within these two VWAPs here. So the intraday VWAP, we're below that, but we are above this swing low anchored VWAP. So we're seeing price compression here, and a decisive break on either side, either here or here, is going to give us a very nice trend, and explosive, right? Because usually energy is like it's being compressed. It's like this, and then slowly it will expand, and just give us that move that we're waiting for here. Although we're not falling too impatient, giving the stock time, allowing it to slowly find its footing here. It's the best that we can possibly do. Looks like Bitcoin is pulling back now. It's 108. It's like broke below $109 level here, down a little bit, 1.25% to the downside here for Bitcoin. As well, IBIT seeing that kind of reflected on their chart here on IBIT. Strong move right there. I like that. Right there. Let's check the rest of the Max 7, see how they're doing. Tesla, like I said, now pulling back. It's like found resistance exactly at the $320 level. IBIT pulling back, I'm guessing here alongside Bitcoin. Yep. Palantir found a strong bid here, but looks like it's still below VWAP. Nvidia as well. Yeah, looks like the majority of stocks here found that strong bid, like I said, right? Strong upward bid right there. It's like it's pulling back a little bit. CoreWeave pretty flat on the day, not too good of a trade. AMD having just trouble, getting above that I think $122 level, 120. Having some trouble getting above here, but it looks like it's now finally looking to break above it there. So above the 200 would signify a nice momentum shift here for AMD, which AMD has been heavily shorted, heavily criticized as not being always falling behind, I guess. Nvidia, that's kind of like the market's perception, but it's the underdog. There's always going to be that competitor, top two that take the market share. So we're not looking too negative on AMD. This could set up, like I said, for a nice trend towards the upside. So we have been pulling back a little bit, but yeah, AMD showing its strength and resilience on a day. It's only done half of the average 30-day volume. We're at around 20 million shares, and the average has been 40 million. So a little bit around a half of that percent there. Let's check on Meta. How's that performing? Yeah, strong bid, found support there. Let's see, Google. Yeah, this has been one of the strongest names here. Google has been holding above VWAP all day, above the 50, and it's like it's starting to catch up here. Yeah, nice trend here. I like Google. Strong name on the day. Microsoft, I'm guessing it's still weak. Yep, it was weak, but now as well found that support, but may find resistance here at the 470 flat level. Apple on the day, actually this one is not finding a bid. Actually, it's doing the opposite. It was actually quite strong on the day at the beginning, and did nothing but pull back ever since the beginning of around 8 Pacific Standard Time. So on 11, kind of starting to pull back, not finding any sort of relief. We did find a bounce at VWAP, but this bounce was pretty short-lived. It wasn't too powerful. We didn't get at all near to that high that we previously formed, this previous lower high. We did not get anything near That's what we're seeing, this downward move. We'll see. We may find support here towards 200, 201. But yeah, Apple's pretty weak on the day. Market's not too impressed with the WWDC announcements that they had reflected on the price action. And Netflix quite well, formed a higher low here. May see some price appreciation here towards intraday VWAP here, this blue line, and possibly find resistance at this $1,200 level, which is a 50 EMA. But yeah, I like this. It's like some price appreciation. A higher low was formed. We'll see what it does. But let's go back to Amazon here. Yeah, pretty ranges. It's still finding its footing here on Amazon, one of the strongest, in my personal belief, one of the strongest here, setting up for the swing trade, right? But yeah, that's pretty much what I would say. A couple of names that I want to go over, and some analysis that I did over the past weekend. We kind of digested where the market is rotating, right? Where is that sector rotation, or if we still seeing the money being put in towards technology, strong assets, or is it defensive, or what is the overall trend here within the market? And performing our overall analysis, we came to the realization that the majority of top performers here over the last couple of weeks have been, number one came in performance, the XLK, right? So technology came in higher, so, and it's obviously being reflected within the NASDAQ and movements. Second place were industrials, so a lot of heavy investing here in industrials, and domestic, due to the tariffs, production will most likely increase here, and seeing the revenue increase over the next coming years, possibly until the duration of the president's term. And third was actually healthcare. Pretty surprising after the United Healthcare strong decline, criticized, and also Lilly, and it looks like those are being bought. It's like investors are not giving too much importance to the the news that was coming out of that. So let's see, UNH. It's kind of setting up. It did find a nice bounce here at 250 exactly. Found some buyers here. Strong volume. See, like I said, strong volume, but no further downside movement, right? So you see strong volume on the sell side, right? This candle right here, but no continued downward momentum, showing that possible reversal, pretty much like a warning sign, right? Like, so you're telling me, pretty much you can think of it like this, like you're telling me that there was this intense downward selling volume, so you're telling me that there was a lot of sellers here, more than their earnings, and we still couldn't go below, like, we actually reversed, like, right? This makes no sense. So that's pretty contrarian, and yeah, that's what we find that bounce. Like we're finding a little bit of a consolidation area zone here. But yeah, United Health is still bearish, not looking bullish on this name at all. But it is finding a balance. Let's check on Lilly, another healthcare name. This one, I guess this one is the one that's moving the overall sector here. Just look at that price appreciation. That curl, absolutely amazing. Let's see if we zoom out. Lilly has been, it reaches 1,900 and it pulls back, reaches that level and it pulls back. It's been a lot of wicks. Maybe if it does get above, we may have this appreciation towards that level again. So it's kind of rangy. Let's zoom out on a weekly. When in doubt, we zoom out. Let's see here. So yeah, it's been nice move, right? Obviously, Lilly, ever since 2023, kind of the beginning of the bull market, has just been nothing but appreciating in price. But yeah, we are like in this range between this 900 and 200, 900 and 700, so $200 range, quite a big range. Yeah, still bullish in a sense, just in a range, consolidative. So yeah, it's maybe for the longer term, maybe a good buy here down at these levels before it gets over here at 900 before these, you know, big price moves. So Lilly looks pretty strong. Not bad on the name. Pretty good. Let's check Pfizer actually. Pfizer, I forgot. It's PFE, right? Pfizer. Oh, there it is. That bid as well. Let's check Myrna. Yeah, heavily shorted. Myrna, no, not looking too good here. What's the other one? AstraZeneca, AZN. There it is. AstraZeneca PLC. This is the one that's also following Lilly. It's performing quite well on the day, and this one is a little bit less choppy. It's more moves, so it's not bad. It's like it's having the crossovers there between the price action, so it's not looking too bad here. Let's try Novo Nordisk. So Novo Nordisk, NVO, right? Novo Nordisk. I think it's that. Yeah, there it is. So kind of, you know, nice bounce here. Possibly find some resistance here towards the 80 here on Novo Nordisk. Yeah, not bad. Let's go back to Amazon. See how it's doing. Looks like it's finding yeah, on the daily looks quite strong. I'm liking it. Let's see if we are. Oh, there we go, baby. Come on. There we go. Looks like we are finding some buyers here, underlying strength here in the price action. So we found some higher low formation. We didn't quite directly pull back towards a swing low Anchored VWAP, but you know, it doesn't have to be exactly at that. It looks like it's now breaking above VWAP, so it's like the second time the buyers try to go above it. Let's see if we do. Market now, this is kind of supporting the move. The market now being up almost 0.5%. Showing the strength. I like this name, so just have to see how it performs overall. Giving the benefit of the doubt to the buyers, if they can, you know, pick this price up and find that strong bid that we've been waiting for overall for the past couple of around half an hour. Just been waiting for that trade to execute right there on that level. This is Amazon. We'll be looking at Amazon here. Let's see, on a longer term time frame. Let's see, the 1 minute held that nice. Let's see. Can possibly define our entry. Alright. Yeah, those intense wicks were not good. Yeah, I think the most important skill to have as a trader overall, when you try to time the market, you shouldn't be too, how would I say it, try to get the price that you want 100%, right? Obviously it's not going to be perfect entry, but it shouldn't feel rushed. If it feels rushed, probably take a minute, you know, step back, analyze the trend, be like, okay, if you're in doubt, zoom out, right? Find that reanalysis. Clear your head a little bit, right? To you know, it's better generally to wish that you were in than it is to wish, you know, than it is to being in and wishing that you were out, right? So especially true in the markets, you know, and always cash sometimes is the best position if you're not uncertain, because it allows you to trade another day. Just, opportunities are always going to be present in the market, regardless of the time frame. If it's whether a 5 minute like this one, a 15 minute, 30 minute daily, or a weekly, right? Even a 1 minute chart. Heck, there's people that trade on a 30 second time frame. I don't know how that's possible, scalping, but yeah, it just depends on identifying. Are you more of a scalp trader? You like shorter term time frames? Are you more of a swing trader? You like to buy, take a little while to make analysis and then place your execution, or you just you don't think twice. You just, okay, buy here, boom, you enter, right? Or do you like to take more time, more methodical, and think things through? I think that would be helpful to find that distinction between identifying what type of trader you are and your personality type here. It will help you a lot here for reducing your risk and managing the winners, and also make sure that you don't liquidate the account on the losers. Last couple. Looks like Amazon's having some trouble getting above VWAP here. And we're finding a little bit of sellers, but we'll see. Price action is now above these short-term EMAs, the 9, which is the red, the 15. See, I'll just give you guys a legend so you guys don't get confused, like a little map, right? So 9, right, is the red. 15, this little blue line. 50, the yellow, and the 200, the white line right there. And the reason we choose EMA is because it's best for day trading, because it's more reactive to recent moves, and SMA is a little bit slower, kind of lag a little bit more than EMAs here. In this case, I would ideally use SMAs for longer term investing, a little bit more, having those charts like the daily, weekly. That would be like the best use case for those SMAs. Right there. Yeah, volume is pretty low here. On Amazon, average volume is 42 million, a little bit more than that, and we're barely doing like 14 million, 15 million actually, if we round it up. Not bad. It's pretty early on the day. Still a lot of time before the market closes. We're approximately, let's see, about 3 hours and a half, a little bit less than that, a little bit 3 hours and 20 minutes. Let's see, I'm liking that move. I'm liking that move. I'm liking that move. Could this be finally the break above the VWAP? I guess we have to find out here. Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's like it's setting up now. Well, the volume is kind of dried up, decreased actually. Look at that. I mean, now we're doing like what, 3K volume right there here in the bottom left corner. I mean, bottom right corner. You guys can see that. It's like it's not letting me point actually to it. Let's see. Right there, showing the volume right there. 4K. And yeah, the volume has been, just decreasing here. See that? Oh no. I wonder what that new IPO is doing. The one that a lot of individuals were mentioning. What's it called? What's it called? Oh yeah, Circle. Circle. There we go. See, on the day it's been pretty weak, down about 5%, but now it's finding a bid. Let's see. I was looking on the 30-minute chart. Let's see. Not bad. Daily. How's it looking? Yeah, we need a little bit more. We need more data. It's kind of hard to gauge support and resistance levels and key areas. That would be ideal due to the fact that it's pretty recent IPO. Barely IPO'd on Thursday, June 5th. So pretty much this month. A little bit less than a week that it IPO'd. So yeah, we need some more. Maybe we'll let this one for a month. Give us some time, to form. Have that proper price discovery, so but yeah, we'll be looking at this one. We don't want to miss it in case it's another core weave. We don't want to miss this one. So yeah, core weave had that same price movement like I said, so that's what we want to look at this because it IPO'd, right? And then it was kind of, for the majority of the month, it kind of declined, found that, so went above it. The 50 was along, and now it's at 153. So yeah, I don't think you could have played this with options yet, but yeah, it's having that price appreciation. It's quite nice to see that right there. Let's see, 5 minutes. So Tesla's, yeah, see, it's having that hard time getting above 320 right there. Hard time getting above it. Bitcoin still hovering around 109. Not too market moving. Looks like the bids coming in. Volume 8K. Do like that. Yeah, regardless of that, we will be looking deeply into this name a little bit more. Not bad. We kind of, waiting for full entry of position, but right now we are, half of position here on Amazon, a little bit from the low here, entering on a lower time frame. We're just waiting for that decisive break above VWAP, and I guess this $216.41 level to further add into the position 100%. But other than that, the market's looking quite bullish. It's expecting some news. Maybe that's what we're seeing, this short-term kind of indecisiveness. We're waiting for the trade deals here between the U.S. government here and China. We'll have to see. Furthermore than that, we'll be uploading here more news here on Uplift Markets for our newsletter. If you guys feel free to subscribe to that as well and to the channel, give it a like, and we'll be able to see you guys. Oh, as well, be attention towards the podcast that we'll be starting, and giving you guys that value. And providing the best that we possibly can toward you guys, our viewers. And in that, looks like that's pretty much it for today. Amazon is now setting up, but other than that, hopefully you guys have a profitable day, and as always, don't let the market whip you guys out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.